Yeah, Keith, well, good morning to you. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning.
Were you playing alongside Paul O'Connell yesterday?
I was indeed. We had Shane Byrne and Andrew Johnson beef, and we had we had a bit of a howl yesterday. Actually, it was good.
And who won the money, Keith?
Would you believe we didn't play a match against ourselves? First time ever. We tried to concentrate as a team, and maybe we should have played as a match against ourselves, because as a team we didn't do so well. So it was great. It was brilliant, and Lahinch looks extraordinary and is playing. I've never seen as I've known Lahinch pretty much all my life, and I've never seen it in anywhere near the condition it is at the moment. It's amazing.
That's the job that everybody around the course has done, but it's also kind of a testament, I think, to McGinley and just his ability to inspire people to do things that they've never done before and to organise things.
There's a bit of that too. I had a long chat with Paul afterwards, and he was kind of, which I love it when you talk to sportsmen that are, because he's still a sportsman, but his main sporting achievement is behind him, and he said the thing that actually sets him alight at the moment is a project. So the Ryder Cup was a project. So he loved that. He loved the idea of getting stuck into all the myriad possibilities and problems that happen in a big organisation or big event or big competition. But he loved it and cherished it. And since that, he has wondered what has been missing. And now he's come back into the idea of saying, well, here I am doing another big project, doing something in the west of Ireland, and saying, how much he got a kick out of it. And I have to say, when you watch how people react to him, you're dead right, he's going to get a kick out of it, because everybody is doing whatever he says, because the place is amazing. There really is. It's great credit to him, but a great credit to the Lahinch Golf Club too, what they've done.
In a weird way, Rory McIlroy stepping away from it being the Rory McIlroy tournament is actually maybe one of the best things that might have happened to it, because we might not have had Lahinch on the roster of courses. It was definitely what McGinley wanted, and who knows where everybody else is going to take it. Like, it might have been easy for Rory to continue doing it in places that were suitable for him and that were handy for him, whereas actually McGinley been brave, taking it to Lahinch, and it's a massive ad for links golf the whole way along the west coast of Ireland.
Well, it is. I mean, McGinley's a dub, but he has a history in Lahinch, and played in the south of Ireland down here, and knows what it's about. And I do think there's something lovely about the idea that different people get an opportunity to put their stamp on it. And then you could hear Pádraig Harrington was talking yesterday about what he wanted to do this now. This has now become almost a rite of passage for players that are approaching the end of their career, that they can do something that is legacy based. And that could only be good for the sport and good for some of the old golf clubs, or even some of the new golf clubs in the country that are outside of the capital. It was interesting, McGinley said that as well yesterday, that too often around the world, and he wasn't talking about Ireland, but too often around the world, matches, big competitions, events are based around the capital cities, and sometimes it just needs to spread the love a little bit further. So you could feel it yesterday now, I have to say. There was an atmosphere in Lahinch. It was like a party. So the whole place was buzzing. There was people streaming all over the place. And because the golf course is literally in the centre of the town, there's people just streaming everywhere, but giggling, laughing, a lot of fun. Obviously laughing at some of the golf too.
But I guess that is the point, that when you take over a town, you bring a carnival, it feels like carnival. If this was in Dublin, it gets a little bit lost sometimes. It's just another thing that's happening this weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of different. Even when I go back to rugby, I always say, an international is in Dublin. It's a small city, because 60,000 people suddenly come in and top of it, and you don't notice it at all in London. Like, you never know there's an international match in London. But when you go to golf, and golf fans are, like yesterday, again, it was just the things that were striking, because there was a lot of GAA players playing in the Pro-Am, and just because there's a lot of GAA fans in the country, the amount of kids in GAA and rugby and soccer jerseys around is fantastic. And it just brings golf into being something that's more easily and readily available. And there's a lot of celebrities, and a lot of sports guys and ex-sports guys playing, chatting to the kids. The kids are only a couple of feet away. There's this great sense of banter about bringing it into something that is a little bit more social.
How's Beef's game? Is he going to contend this week, do you think?
I thought he was. I think he kind of rushed in, and he played some phenomenal shots around the green. I thought his long game seemed to be a little bit off, and it's tricky in Lahinch. If you're straight, the ball bounces forever. If you're not, you're up to your neck in grass, and it can be very difficult. So he played some phenomenal. I get stunned when you watch the touch around the greens of some of these players, and trying to get a ball to check and stop on the fast greens that are linked is difficult. But he seemed to be able to do that fairly comfortably.
And what's Paul O'Connell's golf game like?
Paul's golf game is... Paul was a really good golfer when he was a kid. He then became a giant of a rugby player, and his body is starting to kind of disappear a little now. He's in that period a few years after retiring where I don't know if he knows where his body is. So he, again, can play extraordinary golf shots, but he was struggling for the front nine yesterday now, and he's a perfectionist, so life wasn't great for 9 holes, and then he suddenly went birdie.
Wow.
So, he played some really good golf. And Shane Byrne was our fourth. And in my life, I've never seen a player swing as fast or hit the ball as high as Shane Byrne. And once he got his eye in, he was actually incredibly accurate. But he belted the ball a mile into the air, so it was fun. Very different styles.
And how did you play, Keith? That was the big question I was leaving to last. How did you play?
Do you know what? I'm aesthetically not very pleasing on the eye, but I'm fairly effective. I played well yesterday. I got a bit tired at the end, actually, but I got the scorecard a good few times, so I was happy.
All right, well, it sounds like a good fun, a good day was had all round, and Lahinch is showing off its best wares.
Honestly, it is a place to go to. I know that they're fairly packed, but I'll equally say the traffic management to go 10 miles from the city, I know that doesn't sound like, or 10 miles from the town, I know that doesn't sound like the most attractive thing to be talking about, was amazing, because you could be in and out of Lahinch very, very quickly.
Some sexy traffic talk, Keith, I love it.
Well, I tell you, it's important because you're trying to get something. You want to tell people to come along, and if they're going to be waiting in traffic for 2 hours, it's not going to be a whole lot of fun. It was very, very effective yesterday, but look, I think it's going to be great. There was no wind in the morning yesterday. There was wind in the afternoon. Lahinch needs a bit of a puff of a breeze to protect it, because it does bounce so hard, and we've had some very dry weather, but there could be very low scores up there. The guys are passing the flags, but I think it's set for an amazing 4 days.
Well, look, good stuff. Good to have you with us this morning, Keith. Thanks a million.
Pleasure. Cheerio.
It's Keith Wood giving us some thoughts about the Pro-Am yesterday. We'll get John Malloy's no doubt later on the radio tonight.